the main reservoir, the just general population would just driving back there and doing whatever, they don't know. That's why Vince put the chain back there.
Right.
And Rick has a key to get access to it. So we have access to it. Yeah, he says,
No, he went up with
Kenny
it.
put it up there, but we don't.
Kenny went up with an excavator because the intention is to have access to the entire system with, with vehicle, so that you can clean out the springs, clean out any of the reservoir up further. And there's permission from DEC for that.
And you said there was a vehicle there, Colorado plates on it?
Yeah, somebody's been going up there regularly that Vincent's recorded on, on his, his personal system. Because they, they have animals up there that their goat farm goes all the way up there.
Right.
So.
But did anybody find out who it was that?
He doesn't know.
Oh, okay.
But with the chain there, they shouldn't be going up.
Yeah.
So, and other people have been going up there too, hunting, people that he hasn't given permission to go. It's a big piece of land, 160 acres, and he backs up to state, so they can go forever.
Yeah.
Essentially. Thanks.
Thanks, Doug.
Okay.
First off, I'd like to thank the town board for the increase they gave us in this year's budget. Not a lot, but it's a step in the right direction for us. I'm glad you're getting along with the program. I want to thank Eric for getting the tree down after 2 years. Tree is gone. He keeps the place plowed. I'm still waiting for my sign. Up through the beginning of November, we had 300 visits at the museum, and approximately another 20% above that people who don't sign in. The girl is every weekend getting calls for genealogy, family members coming for photographs and whatnot. She's been handling all of that. And improvements we have made in there is we have just purchased a new laptop computer, which I'll be after you to send the man up to hook it up. I want to thank your secretary, your new secretary, for getting us our phone back online, our internet hooked up, and we now have Wi-Fi up there. We have new cabinets. We got cabinets donated. We're going to need, I talked to Tim about little manpower to get it up into the main room. But things are looking good up there. The heat has been the major problem, but Mr. Stanley back there come in and he's working diligently, and we have heat. It's the first time in 2 years, fairly consistent. We have a few bugs that he's working on, hope to get them out of the way. Other than that, we're doing pretty good. We just need more money. Thank you.
Just let me know, Bob.
Let me know how much you need. How many zeros? Recreation, and Timmy provided us with Marty provided us.
You know, I want to ask about recreation too, about the school and the basketball program. Any word on that? Or?
No, the school came back with that they wanted the town. Okay, so there's a men's basketball program that runs on Wednesdays at the elementary school since before I was a kid. It's been going on there, yeah. And apparently in the spring there was a closet door in the gymnasium that one of the guys went up for a layup, got slammed into the wall, hit the door. The school claimed that the door needed to be replaced, and they sent us a bill for $860 some odd dollars, which I thought was absolutely atrocious for a door. They sent us a bill with a breakdown of the costs. We discussed the cost. I called the school and recognizing its community program, asked if they would be willing to break the cost with us, where we would split the cost down the middle. Apparently the door was not in the best of shape as I got reported to me. The door was about to fall off its hinges anyway, so let's work together as a community. The school came back with that they'll allow us, the town, to pay $650 of it if the gentlemen that play there want to pay the balance of it. So this is something, again, I think should be taken directly to Phyllis McGill and discussed with them. Again, it's such an exorbitant amount for the amount of labor and what they put in there. I mean, this harkens back to, if you remember, the $500 hammers that the Pentagon used to buy and stuff.
What kind of door is it, Rob?
It's a solid birch door. It's a gymnasium door. It's a standard size. It's a standard lock set. There's no stainless steel lock set. I mean, these are all things that if you look online, you can find for much cheaper prices. But we got charged like $400 and something for the door, $100 and something for the lock set. The one that bothered me the most is that they had 2 men on it. One of the men was the janitor, which I can understand. The janitor's gonna be there to replace the door. But why the chief of maintenance had to be there at whatever the hourly rate was, and I'm not gonna quote it to be misquoted right now, but the hourly rate for the maintenance supervisor to help replace that door for 2 hours, I thought was ridiculous. It's a standard straight replacement. One guy could have done it in an hour. I mean, it was just straight up, take the hinge pins out, put the hinge pins on, put the lock set on, and close the door.
And again, I want to let everybody know too, that this isn't like all the time that they break things.
No.
This is probably one of the first times in all those years that something actually happened
I said
in
it
the
was-
school. They don't want to work with us at all.
If it was a backboard or something that was directly involved with them, I could see, but no, and it was a closet door.
That was
So
broken
people
in.
don't steal kickballs. I mean, whatever. So we have to discuss it more with the school. I'd really like to see this program keep going, because there's a lot of guys that play there.
Yeah, they really miss this.
Does that school have a shop program, wood shop program?
I don't know if they have it anymore.
They don't do that anymore.
Oh, they don't do that, that's above the students, huh? They do wood shop?
None of that.
I can't speak to
They
our
don't teach
programs.
the
They
women how
have
to cook, nothing.
it was rather expensive. On that, we'll move on to public comments and resolutions.
Comment?
On resolutions.
Oh,
You know, every meeting, you get it down. Yes, sir.
On 139,
Yes,
that
sir.
piece of property, where is that piece of property, Ron?
It is located in the Chelsea Park, and it's wholly contained within a parcel.
It's not the piece that I spoke to you about.
No, that's a separate. With that, we'll move on to resolutions.
Resolution number 134-14, whereas the Department of Audit and Control require town boards to sign and inspect all vouchers coming into the town from payment to number and total amounts from each fund. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board authorize the following vouchers paid. General, $33,741.87. Highway, $7,757.58. Phoenicia Water, $8,246.29. Pine Hill Water, $4,748. Retirement. Phoenicia Lights, $1,066.58. Chichester Lights, $142.15. Pine Hill Lights, $573.19. And I move its adoption.
I'll second it.
Board Member Bernstein?
Yes?
Board Member Higley?
Yes.
Board Member Bowen?
Yes.
Board Member Storms? Yes. Supervisor Dale?
Yes, I don't know what that retirement line is on
I
there.
don't know the way I got it. Take it off.
Just one of the bills they paid.
Resolution 135-14, resolution for renewal of town insurance. Whereas the town of Shandaken has Marshall and Sterling Insurance, 103 Executive Drive, New Windsor, New York, for the town insurance. And whereas our current policy terminates on January 1st, 2015. Therefore, it be resolved that the town board contract with Marshall and Sterling Insurance for the period January 1, 2015 to December 31, 2015, not to exceed $75,000. And I move its adoption.
Board Member Bernstein?
Yes?
Board Member Higley?
Yes.
Board Member Bowen?
Yes.
Board Member Storms? Yes. Supervisor Dale?
Yes. 136-14, resolution to contract with collections agency for ambulance billing purposes. Whereas the town of Shandaken, town owns and operates municipal ambulance service, and whereas the town has seen a loss in revenues from billable costs associated with ambulance transports of patients to appropriate care facilities, largely due to the increase of uninsured patients who are unable or unwilling to pay their bills. And whereas the town currently has no direct recourse for recovery of said billable costs other than reporting said patients to a credit bureau, which does not guarantee recovery of those funds. And whereas the town is looking to hire a collection agent to follow up with patients to try and recover more of these funds, therefore be it resolved that the town of Shandaken Town Board hereby authorizes the town supervisor to enter into contract with First Financial Resources, Inc. of Natick, Massachusetts, to assist the town in its collection efforts relating to the town of Shandaken ambulance billings, and that said service shall be paid upon, based on 33.3% of net funds recovered monthly, and operates under a no collection, no charge guarantee. I move its adoption.
Second.
Who seconded it? Board Member Bernstein?
Yes.
Board Member Higley?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Storms? Yes. Supervisor Downs?
Yes.
Resolution 13714, resolution renewing shared service agreement with the Ulster County Department of Public Works. Whereas the town of Shandaken previously entered into a shared service agreement with the Ulster County Department of Public Works for certain winter maintenance of specific roads in Shandaken, and whereas said agreement was to be renewed. Therefore, be it resolved, the town of Shandaken Town Board approves the supervisor with the approval of the town highway superintendent entering into agreement with the Ulster County DPW for a period November 1st, 2014 to October 31st, 2017, and move its adoption.
I'll second.
Board Member Bernstein?
Just on the second discussion, could you, roads are those, Eric? This is for 3 years?
2 blocks of Main Street,
I'm sorry.
Gallicurchi Road,
Yeah.
Palmer,
Yeah. And what are they taking?
What do you mean?
they pay us.
They don't take it.
All right, so Winnie Road is no longer in that agreement, or wasn't it a couple of years ago? They were
The
taking-
agreement just ran out.
Okay, so Winnie Road's no longer in it, just those 2 roads you mentioned?
Yeah, it's the same thing, it's the same agreement, it's just being renewed.
Yeah.
Board Member Bernstein?
Yes?
Board Member Higley?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Storms? Yes. Supervisor Downs?
Yes.
Resolution 138-14, accept UBA letter of resignation. Whereas Tom Hickey has submitted a resignation letter to the town of Shandaken for his position with the town of Shandaken Zoning Board of Appeals. And whereas the town would like to advertise for the opening zoning board of appeals member. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board of Shandaken hereby accepts Tom Hickey's resignation from the town of Shandaken Zoning Board of Appeals, and the town will immediately advertise for the vacant position. Move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Bernstein?
Yes?
Board Member Higley?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Storms? Yes. Supervisor Downs?
Yes.
Resolution number 139-14, resolution advertising for bids for Pine Hill Water District parcel. Whereas the town of Shandaken Town owns and operates a municipal water system in the hamlet of Pine Hill Water District, or PHWD, and whereas the town has been enlightened to a small 100 by 100 parcel still by deed retained by the PHWD, located within parcel SBL number 4.37-1-4.1, and whereas the town and employees and representatives of the PHWD have investigated said parcel, which was abandoned by the PHWD several decades ago, and whereas the town and PHWD superintendent have deemed the parcel not desirable or necessary for functions of the PHWD nor the town, and whereas appraisals of said parcel have been performed by both Heidi Clark, town assessor, and the independent appraisal firm of Hudson Valley Appraisal Corporation located in Port Ewan, New York, and has derived a fair market value of $4,315.00 as an average between the 2 appraisals, including cost of the independent appraisal. Therefore, be it resolved that the PHWD advertise for bids on said parcel located within parcel SBL number 4.37-1-4.1 with a minimum bid of $4,315.00. Sealed bids to be received no later than 12 p.m. on Wednesday, December 30th, 2014, in the town of Shandaken Town Clerk's Office, P.O. Box 67. Bids must be clearly marked PHWD parcel bid on the outside of the sealed envelope. Bids will be opened at the end of the year town board meeting at the Shandaken Town Hall at 1 p.m. that same day. The town of Shandaken reserves the right to reject any and all bids. I move to adoption.
I'll second.
Board Member Bernstein?
Yes?
Board Member Higley?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Supervisor Downs?
Yes.
Resolution 140-14, resolution establishing town board annual year-end meeting. Whereas the town of Shandaken needs to conduct certain businesses before the close of the 2014 fiscal year. Therefore, it be resolved that the town of Shandaken Town Board will conduct their annual year-end meeting at 1 p.m. on Tuesday, December 30th, for the purpose of conducting related businesses. And I move its adoption.
Board Member Bernstein?
Yes.
Board Member Higley?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Swan?
Yes.
Supervisor Finley?
Yes. Resolution 14114, establishing town board annual reorganizational meeting. Whereas the town of Shandaken annually conducts a meeting to appoint employees and officers of the town, establish a meeting schedule, and meet contractual obligations. Therefore, be it resolved that the town of Shandaken Town Board will conduct their annual reorganizational meeting at 6 p.m. on Monday, January 5th, 2015, for the purpose of conducting related business, and move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Bernstein?
Yes.
Board Member Higley?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Supervisor Finley?
All right, before we do this, we're gonna have to do the actual secret. Just review. And due to the fact that this is Pine Hill, Pine Hill was recently established as a historic district, so we had to do the full EAF. So bear with me while I read through every page, every section for comments. I know, Rick, you're just, I'm thrilled about it. So, name of the action of the project is Town of Shandaken Local Law Number 1 of 2014. The location is Hamlet of Pine Hill, from Maple Avenue Extension to the Academy Street on Main Street, on the west, including a portion of Elm. The description of the action is amend the zoning map for all parcels on north side of Main Street from Hamlet Residential to Hamlet Commercial. I gotta make sure I don't leave something up. The government approvals will need a town board approval, has received town planning board approval, with the recommendation received on August 21st of 2014. County agency is the Ulster County Planning Department. We heard for comments on October 17th, and we received somewhere around November 7th the county letter of no impact, which I have here. Is the project site within a coastal area, the waterfront area of a designated inland waterway? No. Is the project site located in the community? Please, if you disagree with me, anybody on the board, please chime in. Is the project site located in the community with an approved local waterfront revitalization program? No. Is the project site within a coastal erosion hazard area? No. Will administrative or legislative adoption or amendment of a plan, local law, ordinance, rule, or regulation be the only approval which must be granted to enable the proposed action to proceed? Yes. Do any municipally adopted comprehensive land use plans, including the site where the proposed action would be located? Yes. If yes, does the comprehensive plan include specific recommendations for the site where the proposed action would be located? Yes. Is the site of the proposed action within any local or regional special planning district, for example, Greenway, Brownfield, designated state or federal heritage areas, or other? Yes. Identify, and the project is within New York City watershed. Is the proposed action located wholly or partially within an area listed in an adopted municipal open space plan or an adopted municipal farmland protection plan? No. Is the site of the proposed action located in a municipality with an adopted zoning law ordinance? Yes. If yes, what is the zoning classification? Currently, it is Hamlet residential. Is the use permitted or allowed by special or conditional use permit? No. Is the zoning change requested as part of the proposed action? Yes. What is the proposed new zoning for the site, Hamlet Commercial? In what school district is the proposed location, Ontiora? What police or other public protection forces serve the project site? The Town of Shandaken Police, Ulster County Sheriff, New York State Police. Which fire protection and emergency medical services serve the project site? Pine Hill Fire Department and the Town of Shandaken Ambulance Service. What is the general nature of the proposed action? Change zoning map designation from residential to commercial. Total acreage is 10.54. Total acreage to be physically disturbed, 0 acres. Total acreage owned and controlled by the applicant or project sponsor, 0 acres. Is the proposed action an expansion of an existing project or use? Yes. If yes, what is the approximate percentage of the proposed expansion, and identify the units? It is a 38% increase of the zoning area with the 10.54 addition. Is the proposed action a subdivision, or does it include a subdivision? No. Will the proposed action be constructed in multiple phases? No. Does the project include new residential uses? No. Does the proposed action include new non-residential construction? No. Does the proposed action include construction or other activities which will result in the impoundment of any liquids, such as creation of a water supply, reservoir, pond, lake, waste lagoon, or other storage? No. Does the proposed action include any excavation, mining, or dredging during construction operations, or both? No. Would the proposed action cause or result in alteration of, increase, or decrease in size of, or encroachment into any existing wetland, water body, shoreline, beach, or adjacent area? No. Will the proposed action use or create a new demand for water? No. Will the proposed action generate liquid wastes? No. And F. Does the proposed action include, or will it use on-site one or more sources of air emissions, including fuel, combustion, waste, incineration, or other processes or operations? No. Will any air emission sources named in D2F above require a New York State air registration air facility permit? No. Will the proposed action result in the release of air pollutants from open air operations or processes such as quarry or landfill? No. Will the proposed action result in substantial increases in traffic above present levels, or generate substantial new demand for transportation facilities or services? No. Will the proposed action for commercial or industrial projects only generate new or additional demand for energy? No. Hours of operation not applicable. Will the proposed action produce noise that will exceed existing ambient noise levels during construction, operation, or both? No. Will the proposed action have outdoor lighting? No. Does the proposed action have a potential to produce odors for more than 1 hour per day? No. Will the proposed action include any bulk storage of petroleum or chemical products, 185 gallons and above ground storage, or any amount of underground storage? No. Will the proposed action use pesticides during construction or operation? No. Will the proposed action involve or require the management or disposal of solid waste? No. Does the proposed action include construction or modification of a solid waste management facility? No. Will the proposed action at the site involve the commercial generation, treatment, storage, or disposal of hazardous waste? No. Land uses and surrounding project site. Existing land uses are commercial, residential, and other, being a fuel storage facility. Land uses and cover types on the project site, not applicable. Is the project site presently used by members of the community for public recreation? No. Are there any facilities serving children, the elderly, people with disabilities within 50 and 100 feet of the project site? Yes. Identify the Pioneer Community Center. Does the project site contain an existing dam? No. Has the project site ever been used as a municipal, commercial, or industrial solid waste management facility? Or does the project site adjoin property which is now or at one time used as a solid waste management facility? No. Have hazardous waste been generated, treated, or disposed of at the site, or does the project site adjoin property which is now or was at one time used to commercially treat, store, and or dispose of hazardous waste? No. Potential contamination history. Has there been a reported spill at the proposed project site, or have any remedial actions been conducted at or adjacent to the proposed site? No. Are there bedrock outcroppings on the project site? No. Approximate proportion of proposed action site with slopes 0 to 10%. Are there any unique geological features on the project site? No. Is the project site in a designated floodway? Yes. Is the project site in the 100-year floodplain? Yes. Is the project site in the 500-year floodplain? Yes. Is the project site located over or immediately joining a primary, principal, or sole source aquifer? No. Does the project site contain a designated significant natural community? Yeah, no. Does the project site contain any species of plant or animal that is listed by the federal government or New York State as endangered or threatened, or does it contain any areas identified as habitat for endangered or threatened species? No. Does the project site contain any species of plant or animal that is listed by New York State as rare or as a species of special concern? No. Is the project site or adjoining area currently used for hunting, trapping, fishing, or shell fishing? No. Is the project site or any portion of it located in a designated agricultural district certified pursuant to Ag and Markets Law, Article 25 AA, Section 303 and 304? No. Are agricultural lands consisting of highly productive soils present? No. Does the project site contain all or part of, or is it substantially contiguous to a registered national natural landmark? No. Is the project site located in or does it adjoin a stateless critical environmental area? No.
Before you leave that, would you say that this isn't a floodway? Did
Yes.
you say yes to that?
Yes.
Are you sure that that's the case?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the lands are covered by
Floodway?
floodway. Yeah. There's a small floodway going through, from Birch Street.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's used for fishing. Again, is the project site adjoining area currently used for hunting, trapping, fishing, or shell fishing? If yes, give a brief description of how the proposed action may affect that use. The action won't affect that use, so. If you put yes, but then I just say it doesn't affect the use. Again, a lot of this is for the actual physical construction of the project, that's why you keep, and this is only part one.
No worries.
Oh, I had to sit and fill this out, I won't do it.
He volunteers to read the
Just pull my hair out. This is supposed to simplify. This simplify. No, part one. It's a project site or any portion of it located in or adjacent to an area designated as sensitive for archaeological sites on the New York State Historic Preservation Office Archaeological Site Inventory? No. Have additional archaeological or historic site resources been identified on the project site? No. Is the project site within 5 miles of any officially designated and publicly accessible federal, state, or local scenic aesthetic resource? Yes. New York State Forest Preserve, the Catskill, and nature or basis of designation, Catskill Park established in the 1890s. Distance between project and resource roughly 3 miles. Is the project site located within a designated river corridor under the Wild, Scenic, and Recreational Rivers Program 6, New York's NYCRR 666? No. That's part one. On to part two. Again, we had to do this because it was, we got into the first one, the short form, like we did last month with the logging permit. And there's a question on there that asks if it's a historic preservation district, and if it is, it automatically kicks it to a full EAF.
Is 28 scenic byway?
No, it's not designated as a scenic byway yet.